Give me a minute, y'all. I'm trying to pull up some music so we can open up with some tunes. I'm talking about. Here we go. Yeah. Computer acting slow. All right, hold on, here we go.
I have to say this about my sons. I have to say this about my sons. Red pill, blue pill, the KT arts degree. A mother couldn't have, and a father couldn't have, or a family couldn't have a better set of sons. Because, no, really. And that's not to say these guys are typical. They got angels. They like. Across the Pacific Atlantic is ours. The force of the mystic, the planet is ours. Mechanical flowers, it's planted to towers. Botanical daughters, we planted to flowers. The hour, the man's and empower. More diesel than plants to the sour. More lethal than grams of the powder. Expanding my power. No people for random my hours. Finest in traffic with traffickers. Trafficking finest in fabric. Designers is African. Shiners is Arabic. 44 Mavericks. 24 carat drip. 42 savages. Always some savages. Slaves to the lavish shit. Save you the Africans. Painted the Packers. Age of the activists. Waving the magic stick. Ways of the Nazareth. Raising the Lazarus. Red stones on my red throne. Red throne at these red bones. In a red rose with the red robe. Fence pro when them heads roll. With the blue steel on the blue moons. How the blue flames doing blue shrooms. Got the blueprints. Leaving blues clues. All this blue money that I blew through. I am a king. I am a scholar. I am from royalty. I am T'Challa. Wakanda forever. Killmonger forever. I'm true to Shambhala. I'm new to Kabbalah. The ink of a scholar worth more than the blood of a martyr. Worth more than the drugs in the Carter. The sport that can cut through the armor. The Lord that can crush you through karma. It's such a dishonor. I'm plugged from the matrix with digital pills. Paid on my dues with indigenous bills. Fuck all the frivolous thrills. Bitch, I got bridges to build. Bridges to fill. Free government, I got midgets to kill. Sick of your cause like I've been to Brazil. The shit is to fill. Rinse in the stills. If you enter my feeling, I set you on swill. Red stones on my red throne. Red throne at these red bones. In a red rose with the red robe. Fence pro when them heads roll. With the blue steel on the blue moons. How the blue flames doing blue shrooms. Got the blueprints. Leaving blues clues. All this blue money that I blew through. Puffing on guns, you be fucking up commas. Sacred geometry, face of anomalies. Facing that casualty, chasing on Halloween. Racing economy, great trigonometry. Ancient academies, ancient philosophies. Ancient is Socrates, raping the sodomies. Saving apology, ancient neutrality. Fuck all the drama, let's fuck up some comments. Ancient epic was fucking Madonna. Love for the genre, I'm busting my llamas. These fucking piranhas and words of Killmonger. Buried at sea with the fucking piranhas. Selling them whole like you fucking Obama. We selling them dope like we fucking Osama. Lifeless and bitchless is called a Madonna. Adopted the twins from hotels in Rwanda. Red stones on my red throne. Red throne at these red bones. Red rose with the red throne. Fancy pro with them heads roll. With the blue steel on the blue moons. How the blue flames doing blue shrooms. Got the blueprints. Leaving blues clues. All this blue money that I blew through.
Yes, indeed. There you have it. There you have it. The title song off of the double album Twin that you can find on twinthealbum.com. You know what I'm talking about? 23 tracks from Red and Blue Pill that according to the people, not me only, you know what I mean, but according to a whole lot of people, is a classic album. So make sure you go and check that out. Shout out to Blue Pillar, and shout out to KT the Arts Degree. Those two just came back from the Virgin Islands, St. Croix to be exact. It had a very magical experience and a wonderful time. They were documenting it on Instagram. If you don't follow my brother Blue Pillar, hit him up at Blue Pillar 44 and KT the Arch Degree at KT the Arch Degree. Salute to everybody in the building. I know that it's late on the East Coast, or what they consider to be late, but it's not that late on the West Coast, and it's not that late all around the globe. So we're gonna do a roll call so I know who's in the building. You feel me? Like where everybody is from, so I can have a idea mentally about the scope of how how far this message is reaching. You know, I know that this is a galactical message that shout out to Sacktown, VA in the building. Detroit is so cold in the D. We're gonna be in Detroit very soon. Detroit Red, Oregon, Nevada, yes indeed. BK in the building, yes indeed. London, yo, big up yourself. Arkansas, Newark, BX, that's where I'm at right now. NC, salute to NC. Cali all day, you already know. West Side, Harlem in the building. Hockney, mine's not hot. Watts. Yes. Houston in the building. I'll be there soon. Chicago. Salute to Chicago. I will be there soon as well. Arizona. Damn, I'll be there as well. That's a lineup. Tennessee. Salute to Tennessee. East Orange. San Antonio. Kansas. Indeed. South Kakalaka. Salute to Utah. Salute to Beantown, Boston. We did a lot of powerful lectures in Boston many moons ago. Salute to Boston. They always showed us love. Salute to Mars. Yes, I wrote a lot of bars while on my Airbnb on Mars. So salute to Mars. You feel me? Was good, y'all. We celebrating the winter solstice. Bottles are being popped. Okay, you know, sacraments are being burnt. We're giving up good offerings on this day of what people may identify as Christmas, but I identify as another mystical day cosmically. You understand? When we deal with the whole winter solstice. So I'm just in celebration mode. Tonight's broadcast is number 49 of Melanin Mondays. You feel me? Uh We've been going strong, 49 episodes of Melanin Monday, and we're going to be going 49 episodes more. But this is a milestone. This is one episode before that big 50. You dig what I'm saying? That level up, that whole chapter. So everybody who's been riding with us on every single one of these episodes, salute. And for everybody who hasn't caught up to every episode, when you have the time, make sure that you dive into the archives. You feel me? But it's a lot of things going on, but there's nothing going on at the same time. You feel me? But the year is coming, the fiscal year is coming to a close. Everyone who's out there who's a parent, god damn it, you're at the finish line. You could take a breather right now. You know what I'm talking about? You don't got that monkey on your back, because these kids, they Christmas list as many books these days. They putting tablets in your hand. They putting like little books. The lists are long. So for those of us that follow the tradition of what they call Christmas, right? I know how that shit could be. But this is an observation that I made that I have to share with the family. And this is something that I have to report, because this is about looking at things and feeling things for what it is. Like this Christmas and this Thanksgiving, more than anything else in this whole experience or this whole matrix through this whole calendar year of 2018, it was those two allegedly holidays that showed me that this whole system, the whole matrix is breaking down. This Christmas is not the Christmas that you niggas knew before. These are different times. Like this is not the same. The last Thanksgiving is not the Thanksgiving that used to be. Thanks like this is not the Christmas that what Christmas used to be. These little kids, they not into this shit like niggas was into this shit. This shit popped up on niggas like I didn't even know Christmas was on Tuesday. Facts. I thought it was on Thursday. Like my mind was completely fixated that this shit that I had up until Thursday before Christmas came. They niggas was like, nah, it's on Tuesday. I was like, Christmas on Tuesday? But then I was like, how is it Christmas on Tuesday? How did Christmas come so fast and it don't feel like Christmas nowhere that I'm going? I was in Newark. I was in my brother was in St. Croix. I was in New York. You feel me? And I was in some other places and nigga, it wasn't no Christmas feeling in the air. So what that's showing me, the only thing that I'm knowing is the people are waking up so much that this program is not working anymore. I look at the glass half full. You niggas make a career out of teaching people how the glass is half empty. I'm gonna tell you the better side of this shit, that we're awakening our generation. The awaken, it's a sign of the awakening. The awakening, there's such an awakening that the holidays are losing their grip. That means that the ritual and the spell is wearing off. That's something to celebrate, my niggas. You niggas better pop a bottle and sip on something and stop acting crazy. This is the winter solstice. You know what I mean? Count your receipts and gift those around you who were there with you during your harvest season and got you to where you at right here, which is the celebration. Then you go into the underworld, because remember, this is the winter solstice. This is the time to go into the underworld, fall back. You give gifts and you do what you got to do, and then you got to regroup and put it all back together so you could get it again. You got to celebrate at this time. There's nothing else to do. It's the motherfucking death season, nigga. The winter is here. You know what I'm talking about? The winter is here. New Year's is coming. The end of the fiscal is coming in a week, nigga. It's time to really tally up the books. So you have to be in a marathon to make sure that you close all of these books and finish all of these unfinished deeds and all kind of stuff within the week that's coming up. But right now is the time to bear gifts. But what I'm seeing is the children is like, look, my son is like, look, let's go to the store and buy some shit. You know what I'm talking about? And I'll pick it out, you know what I mean? And, you know, just give me that shit tonight. They're not fixated on waking up tomorrow and unwrapping shit. They're like, yo, give me my shit right now. I'm good. Thank you, my nigga. All right, hold it down forever. Let's take this for the gram. All right. That's it. They're not caught up in the spell. They're not caught up in the program. They're not caught up in the shit that we were caught up in, because people are looking at it the wrong way. They're like, oh, the children, they're sacrilegious because, you know, they just want to play Fortnite and they don't want to sing carols anymore. I'm like, no, they're not into that, because they're evolving. They have smartphones. They know that Santa's not real. They're not buying into those concepts. That's a program. You feel me? That's a program. So these children ain't falling for that. Thanksgiving is not what Thanksgiving used to be. Thanksgiving is a gathering of family. The most important thing that these holidays are showing is the importance of family, the importance of the gathering of loved ones, whatever it has to do. What we got to do, what? A holiday, you niggas has got to, that's what it takes. Okay, I'm there. You know what I mean? I'd rather not be there at a funeral. What we going to do, a wedding? What we going to do, a holiday? Or a family reunion? But anytime you get the chance to be amongst family, that's where the magic takes place. It's not because of Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's the fact that the family is coming together and y'all are gifting each other and you're celebrating each other and you're enjoying each other and you're cooking in love and all of that. That's where the magic is. Whether it's Easter, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's Christmas, it's that ritual of gifting, of appreciating each other, of adding, of fulfilling each other's wishes, the wish list, the Christmas list, the birthday list, and all of that stuff. The ceremony of that's the magic. And they just put these things on it. But you could name it whatever. So, you know, at the end of this whole fiscal year, or the end of this season, where the winter solstice just came into New York, it was 60 degrees during the winter solstice in New York City, but it was raining, but it was 60 degrees. You know, these are some interesting times. These are some interesting times that we live in. So you have to pay attention to the impact that you play a part in, and the fact that you are affecting millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of minds in places and areas and ways that you'll never be able to even calculate, because it's so vast and it's so uncalculatable. But your stuff, not just you per se, but the network that you may be connected to is waking up so many minds that Christmas don't even, like, the shit is breaking down. When my son is my age, they not gonna be doing Christmas anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be doing that. And you have to understand what these rituals are tied into. The first time that Christmas was celebrated was in 323 by Constantine, the first quote unquote Christian monarch. So this is a ritual, this is a spell, this whole celebration of making Christ's birthday December 25th, that was thought of by the same people, the same Roman or Holy Roman Catholic, shapers of reality, who are basically running things right now. Then that's part of the ritual. But when people don't participate in the ritual, and they begin to repurpose the ritual and not give it the same connotation of, yeah, we're waiting, where you have your children thinking that Santa Claus is coming down the chimney, or, you're taking all of that illusion away. Like, that's a part of waking up. That's a part of waking up. So, some things have been going on in the news that I want to touch on briefly. I saw the story dealing with LeBron, where we could pick up on a conversation that we had on the last episode, where we were talking about the fact that there seems to be a policy that's taking place in all of media, and also and wherever people are contracted by Jewish-owned owners or corporations, or Jewish-owned interests, or Jewish-owned executives. They can't say anything whatsoever about Jews. They have a policy where you could talk about every single other person under the planet, all of the quote unquote goyim, if you go according to what their lessons teach. For those who want to just dabble in the lessons, the goyim is everybody but them. So they're like, yo, nigga, you can't mention us in a negative. All he did, look, to put it into context for people who might not know what happened, he tweeted a lyric by 21 Savage, right? And he said he's getting money like Hebrews or some shit. Don't quote me. It's not verbatim, but it was something like, it was simple like that. I'm getting money like Hebrews, right? They have activated such a watchdog kind of network, where wherever they see anything with Hebrew in it, they attack it. And they have this shit set up to where they have they could put hits on you from different places in the media. So LeBron James was forced to do what? Apologize, I think. I think he had to apologize for putting that tweet out. right? Now, this is the same LeBron who is on HBO talking his shit. You know what I mean? He had a whole show where he's just cursing and speaking his mind, and he's tweeting, he's rolling with Jay and everybody, and he's just tweeting a lyric, and he's allowing anybody from any other race to tell him that there's something wrong with that. And when he tweeted the lyric, it was a positive connotation. It was like, we're getting money like Hebrews, like, you know what I mean, like we're tight on the bread like Hebrews, something like that, to the enunciation that they're getting money like Jewish people stack millions upon billions of dollars, right? They like, yo, we got a problem with that. So if you got a problem with that, how you don't got a problem with the billions of dollars that you niggas miraculously come up with to give to everybody who's talking about bad about us? Like, they're the bankrollers, they're the bankers, they're the financiers, they're the fucking camera departments, they're the streaming platforms, they're the record labels. All of them are the ones who show up to show us in our black ignorance, which I said before is what? $1 trillion industry. And if you can't see that by now, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm talking about? We got a lot of other things to talk about tonight. We're just walking through some shit right now. We're walking, we're tippy toeing through the tulips on the way to the big house. So, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. And they're telling every single black celebrity, if you don't take my word for it, just go and Google it. Anybody that says anything, you got to come out and publicly say, yo, I don't know what I was thinking about. My bad. Had a bad night. Let me get back to talking about these niggas. Let me get back to talking about these bitches. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk about Jews. Pardon me. You know what I mean? Like, what was I thinking? Let me get back to these niggas though. I got you, my niggas. And then everything is forgotten. So we sit through and watch this shit go down, and we just play retardo like we're not seeing some crazy shit go down. Like, how dare you niggas tell me that I can't say anything about you? Who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going down over there? Like, who are you? What is this about? But, as you can see, they turn off a lot of niggas' lights. They turn off a lot of niggas' lights. It is very important in the future, as you can see, to operate outside of that influence, or outside of that, basically, you know what I mean? Outside of that control. Because once you get inside of that contracted control sphere, you will be locked in and you'll never be who you used to be. If we have to crawl to get funding and taken care of by entities such as that. Because that's what they do. They'll come in with the bag and start throwing shit around and buying niggas. Watch and see. Watch and see. They want LeBron to play ball and not to speak. It's too late. And with LeBron, I would tell him, fam, it's too late. Whatever you say, you got to stand on it. Fuck it. You was tweeting a lyric to a song. You supposed to be like, Duke, don't even talk to me. Like, talk to me nice. What are you talking about? If I'm tweeting a lyric, he could have said, I done tweeted 1,000 lyrics about killing niggas probably, and all of that other stuff. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. But what? Because I said I'm stacking money like Hebrews? And then with Kevin Hart, it was some other shit that just went down, and somebody had to be demasculated. So all of these are symbolic. These are symbology that we're seeing, where black men are being, tamed. Black men are being, they're being put in that, they're just being put into a whole bunch of weird dispositions. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way that I could describe it. I was trying to think of something, but yeah, you know, they fear the conscious phoenix rising, so they throwing dirt on them. Oh, okay. How y'all doing though, man? Is everybody good? You feel me? How's everybody out there? We're gonna chop it up about a few things tonight. You know, I don't got all night, but this is Melanin Monday, so we're gonna get into a few things. You feel me? For anybody that's in the New York City or the tri-state area or who can get to New York City, quick announcement. We will be doing a New Year's Eve celebration at 4, the number 4, you know, we are the 44s, the number 4, West 122nd Street. All right. It's a brownstone. It's the Great Lodge. It's the Lodge of the Great Minds. Same thing that you saw in the twin video. You know what I mean? You saw that old school lounge. There was a lodge, the Great Lodge. Well, we're having a New Year celebration, black and gold. You could go to Eventbrite and put black and gold, red and blue pill, black and gold gala, red and blue pill. It's the tickets start at $50. All right, so you could come and toast, complimentary toast. You know what I mean? It ain't bring your own bottles. You know what I'm saying? But there'll be some complimentary toast. You know, bottles are for sale. You know, this ain't a charity. This is still a celebration, and let's enjoy ourselves. You know, let's make history. This is a celebration of a calendar, a fiscal year, and everybody being able to to forecast and to visualize and to put forth their intentions for 2019, which is going to be even more monumental yet. Remember 2018, I see this shit like I see 2008, but I also see it like I see 88, especially with the music, especially with the polo. Remember that like 88 and 2018 is almost like, you know how they say time is centrifugal, and this thing, you know, is more, it's not linear, it goes into cycles like this, it's centrifugal. So 2018 is like 2008, but it's more like 2000, it's more like 88, 1988, music wise too. Think about all of the good music that came out this year, not on your standards on how you like the old school, but the standard on how that shit bit was just flowing, like good projects back to back to back to back to back. Like they was dropping. This whole year of 2018 was filled with music. In 1988, that's the same thing that was going on. In 2008, that was the same thing that was going on. And in 2018, that's still the same thing that's going on. Remember, time is centrifugal, it goes in cycles. You feel me? So this was a powerful year for music. Um, I don't know how everybody out there feels about that statement or if they agree with that. But you know, me personally, being a fan of hip hop and a connoisseur of, you know, the lyrics, a connoisseur of good content, a connoisseur of good visual representations to your lyrical content or your audio and whatnot, I saw some good things this year, especially with artists that are in my, you know, surround the ecosphere, the Cirocs, the Cambadas. Everybody leveled up. Everybody put out quality product, quality projects. I seen growth and development. I seen grow, you know, I seen everybody level up. AA Rashid, I seen him level up. He got on a project that's going global. What's their name? West Side Gun and Conway. They got him on both of their mixtapes, the intro and the outro. The God, A.A. Rashid, the legend. You know what I'm talking about? So his thing is going out of the roof. The Twin with Twin the movie, you know what I mean? The success of Twin the album and whatnot. That leveled up. So it's just been a good year overall. It's been a good year overall. Cyrock, killing it. Brother Soul Messiah, killing it. This is family. These are people that I came up with. You feel me? I can't talk for nobody that I ain't come up with. I'm gonna talk to you about people that's already in the document, that's in the movie. It's a part of the history. Everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. And it's just showing me that consistency is key. It don't matter what you're doing, you just gotta be consistent in what you're doing and achieve what your goal is, and always, just don't give up. Just don't give up. And Meek Mill dropped a project that's crazy this year. Street Consciousness. Jay-Z dropped some shit this year. Street Consciousness. Kendrick and them, with the Black Panther soundtrack, they was dropping some shit this year. It was so much street consciousness and conscious music dropping this year. You know, oh, not a 444 was a year before that. I'm talking about 2018, this calendar year. Feel me? It's been a lot of classics. So yeah, that Pusha T album was fire. Nipsey album, yeah. Nipsey gave you street consciousness. Everybody not gonna come to you with the hotep whatnot. They're gonna come to you with reality rap, street consciousness. I just put on Instagram the other day the two reality rap albums that I'm feeling right now is Kodak Black and Meek Mill. Those are two hardest street reality rap albums in the streets right now. Notice when these artists come back from purgatory. Notice when these artists come back from what I described as uh, the dress rehearsal to death. When your freedom is taken from you, when you're incarcerated, you're put into a shallow grave, like Hiram Abiff. Remember the myth of Hiram Abiff? They put him in a shallow grave. When they put you in purgatory, when they put you in a cage, when they take your freedom, shallow grave. Hiram Abiff. You dig what I'm saying? And then when you resurrect, you come back into the world and you do what you got to do. These men are coming back into the world and they're giving you a different perspective of themselves. That experience, although it's in the is you in the underworld, it molds you. It's the pressure that makes the diamond. It creates a better person. It matures you. You feel me? It's a pressure that will motherfucking evolve you in years, beyond years, that you wouldn't get in a quote unquote regular world. Especially if you beat your case. You know what I'm talking about? A nigga could turn into Dr. Manhattan right after that. You know what I mean? Like the pressure that whole shit will create a diamond, a black diamond out of you. It's a lot of examples like that. One of the examples would be the El Malik Shabazz, who evolved from Detroit Red. You feel me? Who came out of that pressure. So, you know, peace, Empress. Yeah, y'all should say peace to Empress Brown, who's the moderator in the building. Salute to the sister. Do you need a wrench? Do I need to give you a wrench as the moderator? Yeah. Peace, love, and light to the family. Definitely. Salute at everybody. First and foremost, before I even continue, I want to say I want to give a million love and lights to anybody who supported me this year. You dig what I'm saying? This calendar year of 2018. Any of my supporters, anyone who bought the books, anybody who bought Kings County, anybody who came to any of the events that we did, anybody who showed any love on the Cash App, any single one of y'all, I want to say love and light. Y'all are very instrumental in a lot of the the victories and a lot of the level ups, you know what I mean, and a lot of the you know and a lot of the success, you know what I mean, and a lot of the success that has to do with, you know, where I'm at right now. So I just want to publicly acknowledge y'all for believing in us and, and personally, investing in what it is that I'm doing and what I'm out here and understanding the complexities, you know what I mean? Understanding the complexities, understanding the enormous scale, understanding the unlimited scope, understanding the understanding the I want somebody to come and measure it for me, measure the influence, measure the scope, measure the scope, because when I look around it goes infinite. It's an infinite scope. So when I look around I don't see nothing. I see nothingness. It's just still, it's just all empty space. So think about that, you know. Think about that. This was a very interesting year. I'm sure many people can agree to that. This year taught me a lot of lessons. This year showed me a lot of things by just watching other people go through what they went through. I learned the lessons of what not to do because I seen people succumb to what they went through. It's one of those years. This year affirmed a lot of things that I was always thinking. This year opened my eyes to a whole bunch of things that, I was thinking. So this is you know, this is a good time, man. I just want y'all to be able to celebrate your lives, man. Celebrate your experience, celebrate your existence. Don't get caught up in these, oh, this a white man holiday. Man, if you celebrate this holiday, you niggas is coons and y'all still in the motherfucking plantation. Repurpose that shit. That's what I would say. I agree to a degree. Repurpose it. I would say that, remember, you're in the winter solstice. Appreciate the fact that you have your family during the winter solstice, in the beginning of the winter solstice, which is known as the death season. You understand? Which is the underworld season, which is the time when everything goes into what? A dormant state. Hibernation. So this is the time of the harvest. This is the time of the gathering. This is the time to appreciate family. Christmas, Thanksgiving, that's the appreciation of family. And I appreciate whoever just shared with their currency and their energy with me. That's family. Remember, we have to learn the difference between family and relatives. It's two different things. It's two totally different frequencies. Family and relatives. Your relatives, that's people who you might got blood with. Your family, that's the ones who you got that frequency, that love with, you know. But the clock is gonna be reset in a few days. We're gonna have an event right in Harlem at a brownstone. At a it's gonna be black and gold. The dress code is Wakanda Fleek. We need you to be on Wakanda Fleek. You know what I mean? Like we need you, it's black and gold and it's grown up, so don't show up looking uh don't show up looking hurt. You feel me? But yeah, that's what it is. You know, we got work to do in 2019. It's gonna be a very interesting, eventful, you know, creative, spoon bending year coming up. You know what I mean? 2020 is right after that. So just keep that in mind. You know, just keep that in mind. What you said about the twin album. Oh, the Moon Keys verse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was in my zone on that one. I blacked out on that one. On the Moon Keys verse. That was, yo, honestly, we did Moon Keys. That Moon Keys might have been the first song that we did off that whole twin album compilation. The Moon Keys might have been the earliest song that we had did because we did that right after the twin album. You feel me? And no, we did that right after Scorpio King album. You know, we did it right after Scorpion King album. And yeah, we spazzed out. We spazzed out. Shout out to Cambada. He has a video with Cannabis that's out right now. If y'all didn't hear the song that Cambada and Cannabis did together, go and Google that. I can't play that right now because you know they got the YouTube thing. They'll try to throw a flag on my play, but go and Google it. Cambada and Cannabis. My dude ate that track. Like he completely, he like he Game of Thrones, Fire Breather Dragon the track. Like he bodied that. You know. Yeah, Cambada went in. Shout out Cambada. We have Cambada confirmed as a performer at the Black and Gold event, at the New Year's event at 4 West 122nd Street at the Great Lodge. You know what I mean? The Great Lodge of the Lodge of the Great Minds. Pardon me, the Lodge of the Great Minds. You know, it's gonna be monumental. You know, so you know, come and celebrate. Come and celebrate life. The DJ on deck. He's gonna be spinning Cambada. He's gonna be spinning Scorpio King cuts. He's gonna be spinning twin album cuts. He also gonna be spinning other conscious MCs along with the commercial shit. We're gonna get some ratchet music in there. Like we turn up as well. You feel me? We'll give us some Offset and Cardi, some Kodak. You know. So yeah, let's get back into the conversation, right? Let's get back into this information. Where were we at? Where were we at? Merry Christmas. I got a new website coming where we're gonna be selling it's called themark125th.com. And brothers and sisters who sell jewelry and clothing and items in Harlem on 125th, they'll be represented on that website where all of their stuff will be up there. It'll be like an Amazon for the vendors and the small businesses that are in Harlem. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, that's not even for conscious people. That's for the hood. That's not for conscious people. That's for the hood because they gotta eat too. You know, what the Mark 125th represents is not, it's basically like how Amazon doesn't represent one genre. Amazon doesn't represent one different you know, mind state. Amazon represents universal. So Amazon represents for everybody. So when you come on 125th Street, you're not just going to see consciousness, you're going to see hip hop, you're going to see other things, you're going to see people with their religious stuff, You're gonna see people with their African stuff. You're gonna see people with all kind of stuff. You're gonna see people with their versions of what they think ratchet hip hop is. So why wouldn't we represent all of that? Why would we be one dimensional when if you come to Harlem, it's not one dimensional. It's the whole everything exists right around each other, all around each other. And we exist peacefully. You feel me? It's an open air market. That's what 125th Street is. Picture what people, if you go to Marrakesh or if you go to an open air market, that's what 125th Street is, where people put out their wares, they put out their designs, they put out their products, they put out whatever it is that they're offering to people, and it's open air and it's a market because people will come up and down and buy those different things on a daily basis. And I travel around America. There's not a lot of places where you can do that. There's not a lot of places where you can do that. So this is an open air marketplace. This marketplace formula should be emulated in many places where Black Americans reside or domicile or live or congregate in numbers more than just 50. Matter of fact, you don't even need 50. It could just be 20 of y'all. If y'all create an area that emulates what you see on 125th Street or in any of the African themed open air marketplaces where people are allowed to set up tables and bring out stuff that they're creating from their minds, their intellectual property, their artistic and their artistry, and monetize it or be able to commodify it or be able to do what? You know what I'm saying? Commercialize it. Then that is what people need in the day of what is known as the age of the entrepreneur or the day and times of the digital boom, right? Where e-commerce is booming, where Amazon is the a $1 trillion company. So, we have to be able to put our people in a proper mind state to make them see themselves in a way that they're not seeing themselves because they're being programmed to see themselves a whole nother way. People are using these bottles in a whole nother way to entice them, to them. You understand? To do something that's not going to energize them, is not going to epitomize them. You understand? Level up. It's gonna help them develop. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna help them get shoveled up. You understand? That's not how we moving into 2019. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time and energy to anybody. While that's not the way to see that by now, we don't even need to be talking. So what we need to be focusing on is how we're gonna take advantage of what it is that we have in front of us right now, that everything is going as planned, that everything is going as planned, that everything that the ancestors said was going to happen has happened and is happening, that everything that when you go dig into the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey, the reason why it could be said he could do it right now in day and time and these days and times is because nigga he was writing about these days and times. The reason why you could go to Noble Drew Ali's writings and it's as if he was writing for today is because nigga he was writing for today. Today, right now is the time that everybody was talking about. Right now. There is no tomorrow. There is no yesterday. Nigga, right now. It's right now. It's this moment. It's the now. The power is in the now. It's not in the rewind button and it's not in the forward. It's in the play. It's in the now. Nothing that you did yesterday means anything. And you can't do anything tomorrow until you do something right now. So the power's in the now, man. The power's in the now. So I understand the time that I understand the mythos. I understand what I'm living in. I understand my position in the whole mix of this whole thing. And it's just interesting. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's something that I have to talk to myself, and I giggle to myself at night because it's very interesting. It's a very large scale. Think about that. But it's not about me. But I refer to me to, to personalize it, to make you to help you understand that this is not just some regular talk, man. This is real life shit. Like this is facts. I'm just giving you facts. I encourage you to research anything that I talk about. Go and do the follow up. It's going to take you further down a rabbit hole into a place where you may need to go. You know what I mean? In your quest for information and in your quest for answers and in your quest for knowledge. I'm just out here doing what I do. And you know what I do, right? I give you these pills. You understand? You know what I'm saying? I'm helping you pill pop. Like I'm dispensing these pills. I'm popping. I'm out here. And I'm giving niggas every Melanin Monday, third eye Thursday. I'm prescribing pills. Take two and call me in the morning. By the morning, a lot of the shit that we talked about is already being talked about. You know, but that's what we're living in this internet age. That's what that represents. That's what this digital age represents. It's a synchro mysticism. It's a different kind of shit taking place. And this is something we have to talk about. And this is something that we have to study and understand. We can't take this for granted because this is not child's play. This is synchro. This is a form of mysticism. I'm being broadcasted around the world in real time. You understand? Into the minds of hundreds of people who are on higher frequencies of the average mortal in real time through their fucking phones. That means something, bro. You understand? That means something. There's a power in that. There's something that you don't have to talk about nothing else. You could just focus on that. You understand? There's a key in that shit right there. Nigga, there's a hole, there's a fucking black hole. There's a portal in that. You understand? There's potential energy. There's billions of ions in that moment right there. There's $1 million in that moment right there. So we just gotta focus on, the now. We gotta focus on what this whole year or, you know, with these I wouldn't necessarily say with these holidays, you know what I mean? Because let's keep it a buck, man. Niggas can't avoid the holidays, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna play games and act all fucking, like I'm hiding out on these holidays. No, whenever the family gets together, I'm there. They could be worshiping a pig's foot that day, my nigga. I'll be there because whenever your family comes together, you have to take advantage of that, right? But it's about knowing. It's about knowing. Knowledge is power. So it's all about just knowing having the knowledge of some shit. So once you know, you can't be fooled. So this generation is knowing because they're on the internet. This generation is not being fooled. So when Christmas comes around, this generation is not giving it the same kind of energy that we gave it because we didn't know the shit that they know. Let's keep it a buck. They know some shit at their age that we didn't know at our age. We knew some shit, but these niggas got phones. They like, fuck is you talking about? Santa Claus is some bullshit. Where's my gift? Like, where's my gift? Let's not play this shit right here. I'm not waiting for no nigga to come through a chimney. You know what I mean? Like, you know, email me my receipt, give me my gift. You know? These kids they're not indoctrinated the way that we were indoctrinated, and we could take advantage of that, or we could miss that opportunity to give them something real. You got to replace it with something. It's one thing that they not participating in that shit. They're like, fuck that Christmas shit. We're not giving it no energy. You dig what I'm saying? But what are you replacing it with? People don't respect the concept of coming together as family anymore. That plays a large part of why Thanksgiving and Christmas is not what it used to be. You know what I mean? That the whole concept of coming together as family, that shit doesn't exist in a lot of people's minds. They're like, family coming together. Nah, fuck that. You know. So if they've been practicing Christmas since 323 BC, I don't know that exact date, but I think it was 323, right? What do we do in 2018 going into 19 to begin to, alchemize as alchemists? How can we take that energy and twist it and try to turn it into an energy that's going to benefit us and not feed the curse? Because every single holiday that we voluntarily participate in a ritual, it's in my humble opinion, it's only my humble opinion. I'm not putting this on nobody else. This is coming from Red Pill. I feel that every time that we collectively participate in these rituals, one of the illest rituals is in November when they celebrate the sacrificing or the manslaughter and the massacre of the copper tone complexion inhabitants of the American, the North American plains, right? That's in Thanksgiving. Then in Christmas, right, there's a holiday that was put forth by Constantine, who created the Serapis or the Caesar Bourgeois version of White Christ and unleashed what we know as the Catholic Church on the people. He was the one, he's the architect, he's the one who took that whole shit and he put forth this Christmas thing. So this Christmas thing is intricately attached to that program. The Christmas shit, right, is intricately attached to the program because that's the ritual that everybody affirms the program every year when they participate in it. The same thing with the Thanksgiving thing. That's a program. Once the people learn about the history, then the program no longer works anymore. Once the people learn about the history with the Santa Claus shit and this Christmas shit, and it's the shit is celestial, then the shit wears off. It doesn't work anymore. They're able to they're able to take a temperature of that based off of the metrics of sales. They're measuring that by sales in stores. So when the sales are down, niggas ain't spending money. They like, oh, this Christmas shit wearing off on these niggas. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta come up with a new holiday because Thanksgiving is wearing off on these niggas. You understand? And Christmas is starting to wear off on these niggas. So we're not seeing the complete abolishment. The trees don't go up anymore, because black people are extremists in their minds. They want everything in a microwave minute. They don't appreciate the way that they don't appreciate the steps, right? So they don't see that the steps is being taken and people are really not fucking with those Roman holidays the way that they used to. They're awakening. It's gonna be people going to their family house like, all right, whatever, here, yeah. I got you niggas some towels and whatnot. I got I got auntie a yoni egg. What's that? We'll go on YouTube and check it out. You know, I've come to bring gifts. I've come to bring kente, or you might pop up on Kwanzaa for the whole 7 days bearing gifts. I mean, it is what it is. It's that time of the year. You know, I'm celebrating the solstice. You know what I'm talking about? I'm celebrating the celestials. I'm preparing myself for the blood moon coming up. We got a blood moon analog lecture in Brooklyn at Nicholas January 19th and the 20th in Brooklyn at Nicholas and Bed-Stuy. Blood Moonalog, 2 days. Martin Luther King holiday weekend. Pull up. That's gonna be monumental. So the LeBron James thing pissed me off. The LeBron James thing is, one of the many different instances. We saw the Mark Lamont thing, right? We saw the Kevin Hart thing, right? Because when you talk LBGT, that's gay, liberal men at the top. That's gay, Jewish. My bad. So there was 3 instances that we're seeing right now that are going to resurface in 2019, and I'm giving you forecasts right now in the upcoming fiscal. Because I'm seeing these things pop up, we can only start paying attention to it. It's the Israel Jewish Zionist connection with people in this industry. You understand? And the shit that's going on between that's something that needs to be looked at. The fact that they're not allowing Black people or African Americans or Negroes or rappers or athletes of a Black complexion. I don't know if any of them who are private citizens who are not under the status of Black. So all of these Black people are being told by their financiers, their managers, right? Their stylists, their publicists, because they're bankers, they're financial advisors, and the owners of the distribution companies and the labels that have them contracted, who are all usually of a Jewish small hat Ashkenazi descent. Okay? All of them, 93% of the time. So the latest thing with LeBron, he said something about getting Jewish money in a tweet about a rap song that 21 Savage rapped about. But mind you, 21 Savage, if you go and read his lyrics on Google, he killed 8 million niggas prior to saying getting Jewish money. But now it becomes a problem because he said Jewish money. So now if y'all want to make that a problem, we got to say, what the fuck are you talking about? This nigga talk about killing niggas in every song. That's not a problem. How are we gonna make that a problem? Because if they're gonna make that a problem, we're gonna be forced to react and make something else a problem. Or we're gonna say, yo, don't make us talking about your Jewish shit a problem. Mind your business. Because if we could talk about our own like shit, and we're not even, to be honest with you, none of these rappers have even said something in a negative connotation about Israel. Like it wasn't even no shots fired in about 5 years. They just bring up Israel. They just say getting Hebrew dollars, or you know what I mean? Like the Benjamins getting money like stack chips like Hebrews, and they bleep that out. So that's real slavish. Like LeBron said in the tweet about the NFL, all white men who operate as slave owners with a slave owner mentality. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't see that? I see that. And that shit is sad. In 2018, if nothing else opened my eyes to it, this year completely showed me what's going on in that world. You know, I'm fully aware of that now. You know, because they hold LeBron to a higher standard than 21 Savage. This is what I'm saying to you. There's don't, if you get politically correct and allow people to police and to censor what you can talk about and what you can't talk about, you are then forfeiting your right to speech. If I talk about LBGT people, niggas wearing heels, if I talk about the apartheid in Israel, and they tell me I can't talk about that, well, then you need to tell these women that they can't be talking about selling box. You need to tell these niggas they can't be talking about killing each other. You need to stop helping these niggas and bankrolling them to investing in billions in them to talk about selling drugs to niggas' moms and whatnot. Fuck is you talking about? Like, who are you? Like, talk to me nice. What are you talking about? What are you chosen? You know what I mean? What is a hands-off policy, a no-fly zone over your fucking head top? So no, I'm not gonna live in that reality. That never was the case. Who's gonna allow that shit to happen? I'm not gonna, nigga. If I'm gonna talk about, if I go to Israel, if I the shit that I heard about what's going on in Israel, you mean to tell me that they're gonna tell somebody you can't talk about that? And niggas is really scared to talk about that. You feel me? But Russia and China got the nerve to ban hip hop because they don't want us to talk about the truth. They want the mumble rap shit. They would allow the foo shit. They would allow the play. They would allow the funny guy stuff. You understand? They would allow the goofiness. They allow all of the mumble, and that's no disrespect to the mumble, but you got to see it as a level. It's a rebranding of a minstrel show. It's a rebranding of buffoonery. It's a rebranding of snap. It's a rebranding of stanky leg shit. It's a rebranding of trap. It's all the same rebranding. You understand? Shit lower level is downstairs, but it's sticky. You understand? It's sticky. It's syrupy. It's sticky. It's addictive. It has opiates in it in a whole nother way. You know what I mean? It's addictive. It's addictive. So you got them telling Buju Banton that they want him to denounce the song Boom Bye Bye, right? The LBGT community in the Barbados is saying that they want Buju Banton to denounce a song that he wrote when he's a legend. Boom Bye Bye, one of his most famous tunes. Boom Bye Bye in a Bati boy head. Ruba na promote nasi mana na fi dead. So they want him to denounce that. But you don't want to. So if you want him to denounce that, if he can't say boom bye bye in a bocce boy head, can he say boom bye bye in a pussy boy head? Can he say boom bye bye in a drug dealer head? Can he say boom bye bye in a fussy hole head? Like, he's allowed to kill everybody else, but he can't say boom bye bye in your head. You got a halo on your head. Niggas die every day, B. You got a sacred head or something. The rappers talk about killing everybody. The DJs, these niggas kill everybody. It's reggae, nigga. It's dance hall. Everybody gets shot. Bounty Killer said, "I'm killing the cat, the dog, and the kitty." You feel me? Everybody get Peter rolled. So now the LBGT don't want to get shots. Come on, my nigga. Y'all playing this shit wrong. They playing it. They playing a weird game. They're trying to exert some kind of seniority. They're trying to exert some kind of motherfucking, uh nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. They're telling people you can't say, they're telling Mark Lamont Hill, you can't talk about Israel. They're telling LeBron James, who has the show on HBO, the Barbershop Show, where he talks about, he's cursing, he's talking out his ass about everybody. He even called the white owners of the NFL slave owners. But the minute he tweeted some lyrics about a song and said that he's stacking Jewish money, these niggas is like, oh my goodness, you're trying to attack us. You're good. White fragility, right? It's not white supremacy, white fragility, and a level of leash. Remember, I said niggas be lap dancing, right? A level of pimpery, a level of motherfucking you know, it's almost like they taking niggas' temperature. It's white inferiority all day. It's white fragility. So white fragility. It's not white nothing else. It's white fragility. And as you can see, niggas fall for that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas fall to that. Niggas fall to that. Instead of standing on their shit and be like, wait, what? If you niggas stop, you niggas need to start reading my tweets and leave me alone. I'm rapping. I'm reciting raps. Y'all don't have a problem when I talk about when the raps talk about black men killing each other. So what you on my back about this shit for? Fuck did I say? I ain't even say nothing derogatory. Y'all picking the wrong fight. But you know, they out here working. They out here working. You feel me? In the future, that's gonna be a requirement. If you're not pro-Israel, you're not gonna be able to eat. Not in a game. They gonna make it to where you gotta ride with them niggas. You might even have to give them 2 years military time, or you're not gonna be able to eat with them at the table. I promise you. You know. But yeah, that's what it is. You know, it's probably more elements to the whole story. You know, I'm not claiming to cover everything that's going on in that whole situation. I'm just touching on it from an angle that I see it from. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know, they try. Remember, they deported Buju Banton. Remember, niggas said, and this is not me spreading some chatty patty, but the initial case that he did 8 years from, the LBGT community was lobbying against him back then to make him apologize for Boom Bye Bye, right? Then the visas of Bounty Killer, Capleton, all of the fire bun, Babylon bun him down. Because if you niggas could chill in a reggae party and hear niggas talk about bun Babylon, bun and bun and Chi, but now you get sacrilegious against the MCs that say bun and Chi or burn down Babylon. If it's burn down Babylon, it's burn down the Chi. Fuck is you talking about? That shit is a bundle. It come together. So if it's burned down Rome and it's burned down Babylon, then it's burned down the Sodomite, then it's burned down Chi. So how you gonna say you gotta apologize for Boom Bye Bye or anything else to talk about burn down all of that? This world is going crazy, B. This world is going crazy. They're trying to dismantle, and remember, they don't have no problem with the Vibes Cartel version of dancehall up until after that. Because remember, from dancehall from before Vibes Cartel going all the way back, Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Buju Banton, Terra Fabulous, all of them were what? Masculine, motherfucking what's my nigga Cobra, Mad Cobra, you understand? All of these were men, Shaba ranks, they were all men's men. They were not trying to be no fruity niggas. They was talking about digging out some box. You know what I'm talking about? And the opposite of digging out, and when you claim your alpha male, you gonna talk about people who ain't alpha male, and that's the Chichi man, that's the Batiman. You understand? That's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game. That's an alpha asserting his alphaness. You know what I mean? And you niggas know when reggae is hyper masculine. You know what I'm saying? So how dare they try to emasculate the culture of dancehall 90s reggae? It's not what they don't rap like, they don't spit that shit no more. But the dancehall that I came up in, the Biltmore era, the Caribbean, the Tilden ballroom era in New York City, the Biltmore era in Brooklyn, Biltmore was a classic dance hall spot where historic shit took place. Anybody who listened to dance hall, not reggae, it's different. Dance hall and reggae is different. Dance hall is gunman talk. Dance hall is bottles popping. This is dance hall, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Niggas with big money, big guns. That's dance hall. And ratchets, pasa pasa, shorties whining on their head. Ratchets, boosters, killers. That's the dance hall, nigga. That's belly. That's when them niggas was in Jamaica with locks. That's King IDs, nigga. That's Kilimanjaro. That's Stone Love. You know what I mean? That shit. Shotters. Yeah. That's that shotters. You know. How you gonna tell them not to talk greasy about everybody who they feel is a op? Gay people is an op to them. And so is other niggas too. It ain't just a gay, it ain't just Batiman or what they call Chichiman. They got a lot of ops in that world. So how you gonna single out one op and be like, oh, they gotta apologize for those lyrics, so they shouldn't be talking like, no, nigga, these niggas is out here fucking women. You know what I'm saying? They don't like Chichi Man. They can affirm that. They have the right to feel like that. Why not? Why not? Somebody said reggae. It's not reggae. It's dance hall. It's DJing. These are people who make dub plates. I'm speaking about that generation. I'm not talking about reggae. That's why I'm making a difference. I'm not talking about soca. I'm talking about dance hall. It's a difference. That's why I'm trying to be very descriptive. So I'm talking about Bounty Killer, Capleton, motherfucking them no worry we Super Cat, Beanie Man, Ninja Man. You understand? These are the legends. Pure gun lyrics, yo. Gundelero, the rude boy from I'm talking about Garnet Silk. You know what I mean? Like Shaba, it's pure. This is 91, 92, 93, 94. This is the lyrics that was the mind state in New York City. That was the soundtrack that a lot of shooters, a lot of real killers, a lot of people who were disruptors of the culture and undertakers. This was the music that was their soundtrack. Dance hall, gunman music, murder music, and boom bye bye, Spraga Benz. Yeah, go and listen to old Spraga, all that gunman talk, murder. Before hip hop became about gun. It was the reggae niggas doing it. It was the sound clashes. It was at ease at Biltmore versus Stone Love versus motherfucking Bass Odyssey. You know what I mean? It was the dub plates. All of that gunman talking and them Jamaican niggas in them streets, they was running around making it real life. They was really tagging niggas in the street for real. You know what I mean? So they was taking the music as to hypnotize them to be killers, and then they was carrying out killings, which solidified the mythos because the blood ritual, you know what I mean? All rituals require blood. All rituals require blood. You could try to put morality to it if you want to, but all rituals require blood. So if blood is being spilled, if there's blood sacrifices, if there's people dying and whatnot, there's still a ritual taking place. Somebody's still gaining power from whatever sacrifice they're making. That's why you have killers who become powerful because they're still sacrificing their victims to a certain kind of uh they're feeding a demigod, they're feeding a certain kind of energy. You understand? And certain people are not. Yeah, so shout out to everybody that's with me tonight. You know what I mean? This is considered Christmas Day. You know what I mean? Um, I know a lot of people could be wrapping their presents and whatnot, and I know a lot of people don't fuck with that shit, and they ain't wrapping nothing but their minds around some information. So this is considered late in New York City. But salute to everybody that's in the building. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know what I mean? I respect each and every one of y'all. I would love to meet each and every one of y'all and, sip some wine or smoke a L or just chop it up. You know what I mean? It don't take nothing for me to chop. I can do it sober. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sober soldier, you know, but just know that this whole ritual right here, you know what I mean? The most important aspect of this whole ritual, regardless if it's some shit that Constantine brought to the table, regardless if Santa's black, my nigga, whatever the fuck niggas want to talk about, the most important thing in this whole ritual is family. It's family. I don't want to get conspiratorial. I don't want to get negative. It's family. Fuck everything else. Let's just focus on the good part of things. The most important aspect of this whole date is family and knowing tomorrow morning they're going to be smiling. Knowing tomorrow morning they're going to be happy. They're going to be doing that little fucking, they're going to be doing their little dances and shit. You know what I mean? They're going to be wilding out. You know what I mean? They're going to be bouncing off of the fucking wall and all of that crazy shit. But that's the motherfucking that's the only thing that matters in the bigger scheme of the whole thing. We could get into a bunch of shit about Constantine. We could get a bunch of shit about the pine cone. We could talk about all of that shit, but I'm not. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna talk about none of that shit. I'm gonna talk about tomorrow if you get around your family and if you don't, because remember, your family is one thing. Your relatives is another thing. It could be you and your fucking hamster, my nigga. Family. You know what I'm talking about? Family. It could be you and your boo, your bae, right? Family. It could be you and your seed and your baby mama. Family. It could be you and your shooters. Family. It could be you and your gang. Family. It could be you and your seeds, whatever it is. But then there's you and your relatives. Different shit. Different shit. But even you and your relatives, you know, so that's the crux of the whole thing. It's just knowing that this is the beginning of the winter solstice. This is identified as the death season. This is identified as hibernation season. This is identified as a time when things go into hibernation and things go into their death, after the fall of the leaves in the fall, the actual flowers die in the winter. So this is a time for reflection and inner work. This is the time for re-engineering and getting your shit together so you can spring forward in the real New Year's, which is spring. Right now, we're going into the beginning of the first quarter of the fiscal year, which is the January 1st, the beginning of the fiscal, but the beginning of the New Year's is in spring. So now it's time to work on business. Now it's time to tighten up the shirt and tighten up the ship. Now it's time to tighten up the temple. Now it's time to to detox, to deworm, to realign, do all of these things. You got to get some sunlight, especially if you live in regions like New York City and whatnot. You have to be able to take care of yourself because all of these viruses are going around. I see some people getting tagged with these bugs. You know what I mean? I bear witness to that. So we got to be on our P's and Q's, and we got to be in a very positive mind state because we know in this season depression and anxiety is at a very, very high rate, especially because things dry up in the beginning of the winter solstice season because things die. They're like, oh, niggas don't get money in January and February. No, it's the solstice. Winter is here. Shit is dying. You know what I mean? You gotta understand the season that you're in. I like grapes. You know what I mean? I don't want hard liquor. I don't want beer. I don't want wine. I'm not a wine type of person. I like bubbly. You feel me? I would rather some crushed grapes. I'm good with that. You know, that's my new phase, right? I'm gonna fuck with the bubbly, you know. So that's what I'm doing, you know. Salute to everybody. And I pop in a bottle and I'm just saluting to everybody who saluted me this year. You feel me? I appreciate you for real. I really do. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all don't know how important y'all are to me. You understand? Y'all do. Y'all have no idea how important y'all are to me. You know. 40. Look at the magic number 444. We got 444 in the building. Thank you for your work. Kazia, thank you for your work. Shit. You know, thank you for your work. I promise you, I'm a person who's very hard on themselves. So when people say thank you for your work, because I've been trained not to be comfortable with the things that I'm a hard critic. I tell people, look, if you're pleased at this work, it's only 20%. You know what I'm saying? You think you're seeing something. This is just 20%. I'm only at 20. Like, catch me at 80%. I'm just getting warmed up, like for real, for real. But the work that we're doing right now is important. The work that's being done right now is mandatory. The work that we're doing right now is being felt by a lot of people, and that's not that. That ain't me. That ain't me. That's not me embellishing myself. It's basically me testifying to the committee my testimony of my testament after I traveled around America, and so many people have come up to me and given me, all these niggas don't know each other, but they keep giving me the same story. He was saying, bro, my life has changed for the better. Yo, Red, I spoke to KT. He gave me some health advice and gave me some herbs. My life is better. Yo, Red, I spoke to Brother Blue Pill. I got some of his liquid gold. Everything in my life is coming better. I got on my Law 44. I started seeing things. And I'm not saying this for braggadocio purposes, but I know that we live in a culture where you niggas like to tally up results. You know what I mean? Everybody add up points. This shit is a point driven. You know what I'm talking about? Environment. Everybody wants to tally. You know what I mean? You got to crunch numbers and whatnot. So I'm letting you know it's a lot of people out there who are benefiting off of the work that's being done arduously. Y'all have no idea of the sacrifice, and I'll spare you the fucking details. You understand? I'll spare you the details. And you might be like, what does it take for a nigga to sit in his room and just talk to us? It really doesn't take anything, to be honest with you. But what it does take is time. And time is one of the most important things that, people have to pay attention to, that they have. And that they won't able it's something that you can't purchase, and it's something that you'll never be able to get back. And, you know, I honestly sitting here talking to the family is something that it's a labor of love that I love to do. You understand? To connect with people um all around the world, in real time. So salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. You know. Oh, Jamaica's a powerful country. Jamaica's a powerful country. Jamaica is another one of those countries, the potential that they have when they become independent. They're going to be powerhouses in the Caribbean. You know, they're going to restore a lot of things. So the dark days that they're going through right now is only a phase that represents the light that's coming to that island when the people start to wake up. You know what I mean? When the people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, when the people begin to ask questions and, they begin to implement solutions to turn things around on that island. You feel me? They gotta kick China. Good luck. China planting their claws all over the continent, all over Africa. They planting their claws all over Jamaica and the Caribbean. So good luck. I don't think that niggas is gonna get them out. It's too late. You feel me? Happy Kwanzaa to you too. It's too late. China's in everything. Their money is too long. They done made that. They are living out their manifest destiny. You feel me? They already in their bag. It's not like they're not waiting for nobody's permission. They moving. So Africa, the Caribbean, and other parts unknown are being taken over by the Chinese. So you niggas need to learn Mandarin real soon and get into Chinatown. No, get into some power, tap into some power players that are in Chinatown. If you're in New York, take advantage of that. You're gonna have to do business in China. Uh, Trump is at war with business in China. Trump has a trade war with China. So he's in a business war with China, and that's gonna affect a lot of things. So pay full attention to that. But at the end of the day, don't deny the fact that China is one of the best markets to do business with. At the end of the day, like not maybe and not in everyone's field, maybe not in what everybody's doing. I'm not trying to talk for everybody. I'm speaking from my fact. I'm a manufacturer, goddamn it. I'm dealing with products. You understand? Nigga, China's the fucking plug, all right? So we're not gonna play retarded at 2:44 a.m. We're not gonna play retardo. China's the plug, nigga. That's where Santa Claus be at. That's the North Pole. That's where the motherfucking elves from the provenances of, some young guy making toys and shit all day. Yeah, the year of the pig, nigga. Oink oink. Yeah, pepper. And you could be Black Santa, nigga, through Alibaba or something. You know what I'm talking about? Black Santa all year round through Alibaba, nigga. You could off pole. Make all the fucking plug. The plug is whoever make the produce. Production. I talked about this before. Production, the key word. Production, produce, deuce, or duck. So if you don't produce or you're not into produce, you don't eat. What do you mean, bro? What I mean by this is this. In agriculture, right? What they plant is the produce. Okay? So they're in the production of making their own selves something to eat. They're in the production of food, right? But production goes many different ways. And the key to power is to control production. The key to power is to get back to production. The key to power is to focus on production and production only at this time, because that's where the power rests. That is the key. Okay? So when you're doing music, what is involved in music? What is the found of music that you're creating? It is the production of the music. You have to be tied into the production of your music to control your music. You have to understand the production of your music to even enhance the sound of your music, thus being able to increase the value of your music. The production of your music includes the sound of your music, the sonics of your music, the mathematical equations of the formulas that you're applying in your music with the bars and all of that. Right? That's the production. The person who's rapping and spitting bars and whatnot, and he plays a part, but production is a foundation. Okay? Reproduction. Reproduction, being able to procreate and reproduce yourself, which will put you into the realm of what is known as godhood. Do you understand when they say that man is God, they're referring to the fact that man has the ability to reproduce himself. Okay? Reproduction. Okay? Reproduction tests have been shown that reproduction and production are intricately tied in, meaning there were specific states that had baby booms. And in those specific states that had baby booms, those specific states had manufacturing factories. And in those manufacturing factories, what was taking place? Production was taking place. Henceforth, or case in point, Detroit, Motor City. During the time of a baby boom in Detroit and the Motor City, black men were producing automobiles. Black men were in their engineer capacity and on the assembly line and whatnot. They were producing, they were production, manufacturing was taking place. Factories were moving and booming and whatnot. The babies was booming. Produce and produce, feed itself, right? And also create opportunities to feed itself on a whole nother level economically. You understand? It's in production. You want to create your own films and movies. What is the key to it? The production of it, the post production. It's one thing to shoot some film, it's one thing to create some shit. Post production, understand the power of production. You know what I'm saying? The power of production, and the fact that we need to focus on that. We need to focus on that. You know, we need to very much focus on. I mean, me personally, that's my main focus. Production, produce, production, uh, film producer, post production. Yeah, the computer production is for people who are like specialists in that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking with nothing that I'm not a specialist in. That's their thing. You know, people who could design virtual, the people who could the production, who could design special effects and all of that. I want them to do what they do on their own fruition. You know what I mean? And we'll provide them with whatever they need to be provided with. But this is about production, man. Like, we got stories to tell. We got content, you know, to transmutate or to transcribe or to transform into products. You know what I'm saying? And into streams and into better content. Like, we got work to do. The points crashing the phone. So yeah, that's what it is. You know, salute to everybody that see themselves winning this year, and see themselves winning next year, and see themselves winning the year after that, and see themselves winning the next year after that. You know what I'm talking about? You know, this was like I said, 2018 sniper gang. They try to take the guard out, bro. I tell you, they try to take the guard out. You know, I dodged a lot of bullets. I don't even want to talk about it in too much extent, but this was a very interesting year. Like I said, it's 1988 all over again for me. I can't talk about nobody else, but it's 88 all over for me. You know, But Blue Pill broke down what the meat turkey recall is about. He spoke about that months ago. He said because of the stuff that took place, the storm that took place, the hurricane that came into the North Carolinas and whatnot, they was gonna be putting a lot of dead meat on the back on the market and reselling it. Now they have all of these recalls because the meat is being, completely poisonous to people. But it was a warning that was already put out. Brother Blue Pillar put it out. Yeah. But this is what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna keep talking about everything that I have to do on YouTube. We got sites that we're building so we can have these conversations offline, off of these live streams, off of these YouTube channels. If you know me, I don't fuck with the YouTube too tough. Like I don't trust this shit. Even though it's a place that we congregate, it's a social place. You know, it's not my cup of tea. It's definitely not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna discuss my strategies and a lot of things. We'll talk about what we'll be at, and if you want to build, you come there and we get it in, and you really hear the information. But because of the because of the state of affairs of how this shit is these days, going into 2019 and operating in a place where I don't make myself a target, because believe, nigga, I don't need nobody's attention. I'm not running around trying to get into nobody's spotlight. You feel me? I ain't trying to be in nobody's spotlight. I got work to do. You understand? I got a family to raise, you know, and I got a business to run. So I don't got time for none of that other shit at all. At all. So I'm inviting people who are creatives, business minded, investment minded, positive minded, you understand? Optimistic, disruptors to reach out and make some shit happen. Hibernation season is out. I'm not going to be in the streets. I'm going to be in the lab. I'm going to be in the motherfucking lab. I'm going to be in the underworld. I'm going to be locked in. I'm going to be in Frankenstein's motherfucking castle, locked in until the spring, until this shit comes back around. So I'm putting it out there that if there's any creatives that are ready to make some history and to add on to this Afrofuturistic expression, reach out. Hit me up on the DM on Instagram, EL _ Filthmore, PHILTHMOOR. So yeah, that's what it is. KTL Media. Make sure y'all sign up to KTLmedia.com. KTL Media as in knowtheledgemedia.com. That site is up. We also have the Mark 125th. That site is going up. So we out here working, man. We're definitely out here working. We have Vegas coming up. We got Hartford, Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut coming up. My bad. Uh, and a few other dates. Yes, we got Brooklyn coming up. We got our Brooklyn date coming up at Nicholas. Will be there January 19th and the 20th, a 2-day lecture featuring Red Pill and Blue Pill, the Blood Moonologues, and another lecture entitled The Three-Headed Monster. I'm talking about? Talking about the war on poverty, the war on drugs, and the war on terror, and all of the presidents that represented it, including everybody's favorite president, George Bush Sr. and Ronald Reagan. Yeah, we got some stuff below the ATL in the deeper south coming up. I'll give you the dates on that. I don't have it in front of me. But the 9th, January 19th to start off 2019 It's going to be blood moon on that time, on that line right there, on that timeline. January 19th and the 20th, we will be with Joel Benjamin at Nicholas, Brooklyn, in Flatbush. I mean in Bed-Stuy. Red pill and blue pill, 2 days, $44. The blood moonologues and the three-headed monster. And we're going to be getting into all kind of metaphysical, occult information dealing with what's going on right now. So yeah, I can't miss that. And it'll be available on live stream as well. We will be in Las Vegas with Professor James Smalls and Highway Ricky Ross, or the real Rick Ross, and Kemet in the Desert Part 6, February 20th to the 23rd. All right. So yeah, I'm about to sign out. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to sign out because I do got to catch some rest. You know what I'm saying? I do got to wind down. I got to wind down before 3 o'clock. I appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. I want y'all to pull up on me Third Eye Thursday, which will be on Thursday. We'll be delivering some more information. Oh, look, shout out for Germany. Look, listen, y'all. Shout out from Germany. Let me see what he said. Definitely in 2019, let's link biz. We bumping that twin CD. Thanks for the knowledge. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I need somebody out there to do a top 10 or top 5 conscious albums of 2019. I'm biased as fuck. Like I could do a 2000 and we're gonna do a 2019 roundup episode, like a wrap up of all of the shit that went down in 19. But I want somebody out there to do a year's review of the conscious albums. You don't gotta name the top album. You don't gotta get into all of that shit. I just want a blogger's viewpoint of all of the great music and to highlight it and to fucking and to document that bitch. The rappers, it's not supposed to be our jobs to do that. The bloggers' job is to do that. That's what they exist for. So we need some conscious bloggers. If none exist, make them up. You know what I mean? Create them shits on a full moon. And we need people to start reviewing Dog Food by A.A. Rashid, the Twin album by the Twin Pillars, Holy Ghost by Cambada and Brother Rich, Kambala by Cambada, motherfucking Cyrock album. You know what I'm talking about? The Cyrock album. I could go on for days. We need playlists. We need DJs that'll spin our shit in the club because it's at that level right now. Like we need DJs to spin our shit. We need club nights that only play conscious music, conscious MCs, conscious catalogs. Niggas got classics. Real talk. And that's no braggadocio. But there's classics out there. It's a whole, it's a Funk Master Flex segment of conscious music. You feel me? You could play my brothers from United Front. There's a few people that got bars out there. So I can't do everything. I could just speak on the shit and know that it's gonna take place. Know that the seed is going to germinate and blossom in some corner in Boise. Shout out to Boise, Idaho. Motherfucking Boise, Idaho is in the building. That's why that's no shit is world. When you're in Boise, Idaho. But yeah, man, this was a very interesting holiday season. This sweater right here. I did a video with Brother Rich. They got 200,000 views, and I was wearing this sweater and the people wanted this sweater, so I experienced a blessing. You feel me? I experienced a blessing. You know, business wise, I experienced a blessing. So for this holiday season, I don't give a fuck if I'm celebrating the solstice, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or Christmas. Mentally, as a businessman, I'm programming myself to be inside of a currency stream. Like I'm programming myself to eat. I'm gonna program myself to win. So that's something that I did. And that's something that you can do. That's something that other people around me are doing as I'm speaking. You feel me? And all I'm doing is documenting it. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing with you some shit that I just went through. All is mental though. You got to see it in your mind first, I promise you. And I'm not on some fake ass guru shit either. But it's some shit that I seen in my mind and it really came true, like real fast. And I was able to create that energy because I had feminine energy around me and I was programming my ideas, taking advantage of full moons. Like we're in a full moon right now. You're supposed to be grabbing your shorty by her full moon and turning that shit into a flat earth. Huh? They said Jesus was born today. Shit, translation, get you some box. You know, get you some box. If this day was so holy, get you some box, my nigga. You know, what else is there to do? But it is what it is. But I know what I won't do. I won't be sitting around all angry at myself in the world and at children running around being fucking children when I was a child myself once and I was indoctrinated myself once and I was under the spell myself once and I was running around waiting for Santa. Niggas, when I was like 11, niggas was waiting for Santa. They still thought he existed. At least now they know that that motherfucker is like, you know, bad Santa. He's Billy Bob Thornton. Like they don't see Santa like that anymore. He's a joke. He's a joke. So there's a level of people waking up and there's ways to see it. There's ways to gauge it. There's ways to basically, it's a reference point. You know, it's ways to measure it. And I can measure it by seeing the fact that this shit is not magnetic. It don't have it, motherfucking Christmas don't hold a charge anymore. And Thanksgiving don't hold a charge anymore. So if the bitches don't hold a charge anymore, it means that this bitch is falling apart. And this motherfucking mission accomplished, bitch. You understand? It's touchdown, nigga. You know, what are you talking about? It's the shit that the ancestors was trying to tell you niggas. Like, what do you mean? This is some shit that Garvey wrote. This is Elijah's writing. Nigga, Elijah got a whole series on this. This is prophecy. This is prophecy. These kids ain't going for that bullshit, yo. And I promise you, the reason why they have these psyops, the reason why they have these operations post Trayvon to traumatize the minds and the subconsciousness of these indigos, of these crystals, of these digital digi-dash babies. You understand? They want to keep them stuck in a place where where they don't go online and go nuclear. Like the young brother whose article I put up the other day, his name is Idris. He's 22. He's a designer for Google. He's a designer for Instagram. He's a designer for Snapchat. He's black. He's from Kenya, living in California. They don't they they know that they know that he's a black messiah. They know that he has a messianic force because he's not no regular coder. He's on his shit. When you read his articles, I forgot his last name. I think it's Sabdu, Sadhu, or Sadu, right? If anybody knows his proper name, drop it in the chat room so I can pronounce it and spell it out. So all of y'all could go on Google and look. All right, Idris Sandu, Sandu. Okay, Empress Brown is a legend. Y'all give Empress Brown a shout out. Her shit, you know what I'm talking about? She do her thing. Idris Sandu, Sandu. Go and look him up. He's a fucking legend. Case in point, I said the evolution will be digitized, and I didn't lie to you niggas. You could look around the world, and there's people from Africa bodying shit. There's people in America who are melanated bodying shit. When you go and look into many of these companies and you go into some of these rooms, it's a nigga sitting right there looking at you. Okay? Please believe. We're inside of a lot of these places, a lot of these spaces, utilizing a lot of our mental powers and a lot of our creativity and giving away a lot of fucking cloth to people who are throwing peanuts at us. You know? That's what I see. But look, it's 3 o'clock. I would love to rock with y'all all night. You know, we could have just chop it up, but we can't do that tonight. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta turn it in. I will remind y'all that the Cash App is Phil Moreland. Phil, like fill up the bank, PHIL, Moreland, like what we need, more land, MORELAND, more land. Let that sink in, and salute to everybody, like I said, who has dropped them coins since we've been doing the Cash App things. Y'all are very instrumental in a lot of magical things that have taken place. Yes, thank you. The Twin album is crazy. Great job, Red. Song number 5. I appreciate y'all, man. We put a lot into that album. Me and Blue Pill, me and Cambada. We put a lot. Even A.A. Rashid, he helped out a lot at the end. Like we put a lot of energy into the album, and to have the people appreciate it at the level that they did, I promise you, I saw 99.8 positive results from people who appreciated the project, and you know that put a smile on my face, and it just it's giving me the fuel to top that. You know what I mean? I'm an artist, so it's all about making a masterpiece. This even more of a masterpiece of the last one that you made. So yeah, you know what I mean. As you can see, the hair's growing, so that means that the brother's cooking. You know what I'm talking about? When the crown is growing, the niggas in the kitchen. The kitchen is growing, so I'm in the kitchen, bro. You know. Oh, it's midnight on the West Coast. West Side. That's right. Shout out to B Dot. Shout out to Geechee Gotti. Shout out to K Dot. You know what I mean? Shout out to Schoolboy. Shout out to all of them. You feel me? Absol, the whole West Coast, the whole West Side. They got a dope wave. I respect they wave. You know what I mean? I respect what they do. You feel me? Shout out to Nipsey. All that. Oh yeah, I'm definitely on that relaxed vibe. I couldn't be turned up tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's Christmassy. It's Christmas. You know what I mean? It's Xmas. It's the end of this race. You feel me? It's the end of this race. shit, the gifts get opened up in the morning and it's over with. So I had to just pull up and just be, and lay back. I had to be on my laid back shit. It's mad late. You ain't gonna have me screaming all over the place going crazy. You feel me? What's going on with this bird shit on Netflix? Who's seen that shit? Everybody talking about Bird Watch. I didn't see that yet. Talk to me. Why is everybody blindfolded? Ray, what you know about that monkey? Yo, I spazzed on that shit, B. I spazzed on that shit. Like, after I heard what Cambada did on that, I just spazzed. I blacked out. You feel me? I blacked on that. Passing out flyers, searching for ion. Yeah, yo, everybody body that. Like I didn't. I don't. I'm not saying that I was the. Everybody ate on that track. That's a video that's gonna come up in the webisodes that we're doing, the 7 webisodes for Twin the movie. Moon Keys is gonna be that a video. Like make no mistake about that. Moon Keys is gonna be a fucking movie, bro. Wait till you see that shit. It's gonna be a crazy movie. Like I promise you, on God, to this day, like that shit is gonna be a fucking classic. So, yeah, Moon Keys. That's one of my favorite songs on the Twin album. I'm glad that you like that. Yeah, the triple pillars, right, Empress? Cambada, Red and the Blue. Call that the triple pillars. I'm gonna be doing some more work in the future. I really want to go on tour though. I want to go around America and perform. He just got a video where he got him and Cam. It's Cambada and Cannabis. He bodied that shit. I talked about it earlier. Yeah, somebody said Cambada killed Cannabis. That's a fact. On that song, he bodied him. Like let's be clear. I'm not being biased because I know the kid. Like he ate cannabis food. He showed that there was a changing of the guard because 2 different rhyme styles exist on that track, and clearly Cambada's rhyme style, his energy, and all of his rhyming patterns and the shit that his writing skills. He showed that it closed out Cambada. It closed out cannabis era. That's a fact, and I'm not being biased. If I had a blog, I would write about that shit and show y'all step by step how that song. And I told Cambada this. I'm like, yo, that song is almost like a milestone in 2018. When we go back and look at it, that was the time when I knew that this new form of consciousness is the new cannabis, is the new, like it's a new fucking guard. It's a new wave. It's a whole new sound. We're going into 2020 with it. Remember, it just started in 88. The same way it started in 88, 78, 98, 08. It starts in 8. It started in 18. It's gonna end in the 20s. The shit that started in 98 ended in fucking 2000, nigga. The shit that started in 08, it shit ended in 2010. The shit that started in 18 and ended in 2020. So this music revolution, this is a fucking renaissance, nigga. Okay, go back and listen to the Black Panther soundtrack. Go back and listen to Lupe album. Go back and listen to Travis, some of the shit that Travis was talking about. Go back and listen to some of the shit that Nas was talking about. Go back and listen to the shit that Jay was talking about. Oh yeah. This '08, you know, this was a big year in music, but it's leading up to 2020. Get your bars up, get your creativity up, get your production up, begin to produce, get your post production up, get your video production up, get your wardrobe production up, Get your motherfucking production budget up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You won't have to fall victim to this microwave society. There's a certain package that you have to present. There's a certain formula that you gotta use. This shit done changed up. The Matrix adjusts its algorithms every motherfucking 6 neos, right? And the Matrix upgrades itself. So it's upgraded itself. It's a certain formula that you have to use. And the shit you niggas was using in '03 don't work no more. That's why y'all here looking goofy and crazy. Merry Christmas from Germany. Salute to Germany. Yes, remember, gods produce. If you want to get back into reproduction, meaning that if we want, because we are at a place now in society, because we don't produce anything, it's a negative reproduction aspect taking place where more abortions are taking place than women actually giving birth or baby booms. If we were to take back production, if we were to mimic the Chinese, or if we were to utilize the Chinese as jump boards or as intermediums until we get our thing going, until we build up our means for production, right? We have to embrace production. Case in point, look at this shit. This is not directly related to it, but it has something to do with it. When I go and buy my blanks, when I go and buy materials and whatnot, when I go and buy stuff like this, right? This is the Gucci links. This shit is the hottest. This is the shit that Travis Scott and all of them be wearing, my nigga. This is the little Uzi and Amigos chokers. This is this shit. What I'm talking about? When I go and buy stuff like that, it's just me shopping. I might go down there and have $200. I might go down there and have $500. But I'm going to a place where people who are not my people have access to the goods. A real businessman would get together with the 10 other people who are just like me, who go down there every Monday and say, hold on. All 10 of us don't need to go down there. Let's give one of you niggas all of the money and then give you a list of everything to get. So when you show up down there to these people who are looking for the people who shop big, they're looking for the people who are ready to make moves. They're looking for people who they want to basically bring into the business. They're looking for the big spenders. So you get 10 people to come together and put all of that money that they're going to spend any fucking way every Monday on all of their shit. You just say, nah, instead of all 10 of us going at scattered times, because niggas be down there eyeballing each other. Like you'll come into a spot where there's hoodies and shit. There'll be a nigga standing in there like Fredos in a cut. That's not a sight that you don't like. You know what I mean? Niggas be looking like 21 Savage with the knife tattoo, eyeballing you because you want to buy 20 orange neon hoodies. And these niggas are acting like they picked the cotton to make the hoodies. Nigga, you a customer just like me. Why are you looking at me when I'm making a purchase as if I'm taking something away from you, little nigga? So instead of avoid shit like that, you have to pool your money together. You have to pool your resources or your monies together in a secure manner, of course, where trust is all the way secured, trust is ensued. Then you take that money and you go and make an impression on the supplier, right? Then you have negotiating power. Then you're able to make everybody likes no one forgets the nigga who comes in and buys 10 dozen of fucking WAP. Okay, nobody forgets that nigga. All right, like You actually calling him to see how his week is. Like, you're all right? You good, God? You're okay? Okay, I'm just checking on you. Peace, peace, Lord. I use that example. I use that as an example to just show us that the power is in the people, meaning the power is in the collective, meaning the power is in the group, moving as one. That's where the disruption is going to truly take place, when the collective can move as a unit, or when the collective can move as one and really effectuate change. And these are yeah, money talks. Money talks. And if I could share anything with a nigga closing out this year, money talks. It's a tool. Play the game. It's no rules. It's no rules. But you niggas been to school. So there's some jewels out there that you gotta be able to follow. Cause you could catch that hollow. You can catch that hollow. So move properly, you know, and you'll see this thing work for you'll see this thing for what it really is, you know, and it's magical, you know. You hate this matrix. Well, shit, you're here. Might as well master this shit. Find out why you're here. There might be a reason why you hate it. You might have a job to do. Find out what it is before you running around saying you hate something, because hate don't hurt nothing but you. Hate don't hurt nothing but you. So you don't gain anything by hating something but making you sick. That fucks up your immunity and leaves you susceptible to disease, or what they call dis-ease. So hate didn't hurt nobody but you. If you go to bed hating a motherfucker, they don't feel it. They still having wet dreams, or getting sloppy toppy, or breakfast, or breakfast in bed. So much for your fucking hate. But you couldn't sleep. You was twisting and turning. You was having nightmares about R. Kelly pissing on you and shit like that, because you going to sleep with hate on your fucking brain. You got hate in your blood, and hate don't do nothing. Hate, you can't, if unless you ritualize hate, and you turn that shit into a arrow or a spear or a bullet. It's not gonna do nothing but make you sick. So you need to let that shit go. You know what I mean? I tell people, refrain from using that word. You would rather hate. You would rather love than hate. You don't even know what hate is. Niggas throw hate around, but ain't put in no work. So I don't believe they're just uncomfortable with it. You know what I'm talking about? There was a meme that went up that said, "No gangster rapper ever rapped about killing a Ku Klux Klansman in their rhymes, or white supremacists in any of their rhymes." But you got Jewish people telling black people that they can't tweet, or they can't speak, or they can't joke, or they can't ask about Jewish people who are not even theoretically Jewish people. These are practitioners of Jewish faith. Come on, y'all crazy. Hate is making people look older before their time is, you know what I mean? It's making people look older prematurely, you know. I don't see hate winning. No, I don't see hate doing nothing for nobody in a positive sense, because even what you may think is a positive sense, or even what you may think is a win, by implementing hate or being immersed in a hate frequency, you don't factor in what you have to pay, what price you have to pay for that victory. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to talk about that part. They just want to motherfucking stand in and put the medal on and throw the black glove up and whatever. But they don't want to talk about the price that they had to pay for the victory. What did you exchange? What was your means of exchange for that W? You know what I'm saying? You gave up some shit to just make that for that smoke and mirrors. So no. Mm-mm. Go to war. Go to war with love in your heart. And this is just I'm just giving you a gem at 43 years old. You understand? I got war wounds and all kind of shit, but I got advice for you. Go to war with love in your heart. Love your life. Love your children. Love tomorrow. You don't gotta hate anything. Love your life. Okay? Love your health. Love your power. Love your wealth. And then go in like that. You know, hate makes you blind with rage. You understand? Hate is a part of illusion. Hate is the ego that should have played tricks on you. You feel me? And you'll make the wrong decision in war, and then you that might be the shit that takes you out and checkmates you. So I would say love. And I don't talk about kumbaya either. I ain't talking about hugging trees and you running around on some pussyfoot shit. Don't get it fucked up. I'm talking about loving to kill. I'm talking about loving to defend yourself. I'm talking about loving to take heads. You know, that part, that part, you know, loving your life so much that you're willing to do whatever it takes, you know, to make your visions and your dreams come true. Because that's living. That's called living. If you don't live out your dreams, if you don't live out your visions, if you don't live out if you don't live out the visions that you have, when you're able to tap into your dream state and you see your future self, or you go into the cycle, you tap into the cycle of life, which is centrifugal, and you could see an alternative version of yourself, or you could see a future version of yourself when you're living that life that you aspire to live. You know, you just gotta make it come. You gotta make it materialize. You gotta make it materialize. You can't be a slave to your desires. You can't be a slave to your fears. You can't be a slave to your doubts. You can't be a slave to your weaknesses. You understand? You have to practice a level of self mastery. And I'm not talking about being a Shaolin monk, but I'm talking about a level of willpower, a level of, mastery of, being focused and manifesting, you know? The temptation that we find ourselves surrounded in, the temptation that we find ourselves surrounded in and drowning in, you know, the sea of temptation. All of these things exist to test our will. But at the same time, it's almost like being in a gym, because all of these things, these strong urges exist to also strengthen what we know as our will, to strengthen what we know as our resistance, to strengthen what we know as our resolve, to strengthen what we know as us standing on a square, to strengthen what we know is the fact that we were being we were being searching for the word. Hmm, I don't know. We were being resilient to any of the urges that were beginning to, you know, take over our minds or try to suggest to us and things of that nature. So it's a form of mental fortitude. It's a form of mental kung fu. It's a form of, mental exercise, to be surrounded by so much temptation and be able to resist it and being able to stay focused and being able to utilize the magnetic energy that exists in that room around you to surround you as creative energy. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that all of that energy exists all around you and these ions are something that you can utilize to create your thoughts, you know? So it's very important to be surrounded by people of similar energies, you know what I mean, of high frequencies, of positive energies, positive frequencies, positive vibrations. You know, it likes. But you gotta practice the art of discernment because this shit is real. And then what you it ain't what you think it is, bro. I promise you. That is not what you think it is. Do not come into this shit thinking you know what you saying. That is not what you think it is. I promise you, bro. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna see some shit that you wasn't prepared to see. Cause this is the Matrix, you know. This is the motherfucking Matrix. Red, I have escaped death or dangerous situations with the help of my intuition. Your intuition is your highest form of intelligence. Remember that. You understand? Your intuition is it's a form of it's an intelligence. Like it's a spiritual intelligence. Like nobody knows where it exactly exists in the body, but it's definitely a part of your body. It's a part of your experience. It's a part of your mind, your intuition. People think it's the degrees on their walls. Scientists confirm that your intuition is the highest form of intelligence that a human being can have. Is intuition, okay? Meaning your gut feelings, meaning the ideas that come into your head, that intuition. Don't take my word for it. Like I said before, go and research that, back that up on Google. Since that's where you got to go, since that's where people go to fact check, then do that. Second brain. Intuition coming from the second brain. Intuition coming from, here we go. The solar plexus or abdominal brain. The medulla oblongata is the upper and enlarged end of the spinal cord, the extension and prolongation of the hatter into the cranium or the skull. Hold on. All right. The solar plexus is the great plexus, i.e., network of nerve fibers, mass of nerve substance, etc., of the great sympathetic nervous system. It is composed of both gray and white nervous substance or brain matter, similar to that of other. I know. Look, it's getting late, so we about to sign out. Love and light to the family, all right? Peace.